Hello, my name is Tara. Um, I usually frequent your page. I'm actually subscribed to you all. I'm Tara G. So, yes. Um, this is a response to your video where you're describing of what you're struggling with. I just want to give my quick um, description of, I know, similar feelings of what you're going through actually. Um, Around almost exactly 3 years ago, um, I almost took my life. I was at my just got to my first base. I'm in the Air Force. About a month prior, and um, I thought I could handle it, and I was literally by myself. Um, but what I started noticing over time was, oh, I'm really by myself. I don't have anybody with me, like my family, great friends. Um, so I literally had to start all over. Um, so it got to the point where also included was I was gradually coming out to coworkers at the time. At that moment, I wasn't out to anybody, even though I had been out to my parents as well as myself and friends for about 4 going on 5 years around that time. So that was um, January like 27, 2012 when this incident was happening. And I came out in 2008. Um, but it was just all of so much stuff was just piling on me, I felt, and I just couldn't handle it. So I had plans to um, go in my room and um, just take Tylenol or some kind of medicine like that and just end my life. Um, and what actually happened was it was a Saturday. I had to be at work just like with my other coworkers. We had some stuff we needed to get done, and I just was not my usual, you know, how I usually behave. And a coworker noticed, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like I'm okay." And he kept asking me, and after a while, I was like, maybe he can help me with getting a number to talk to someone because we do have numbers where you can reach out to someone in the military and talk to someone. Um, he said that he did, but um, none of the like programs were open on the weekend. So I was just like, all right, fine. Like right after we get out of here, I'm gonna go to the store, get some medicine, and just go to my room. And I believe he actually told our boss or our supervisor of the shop, and she actually, before she let us go, she pulled me into the office and asked me, "Are you okay?" And she just kept asking me, and I kept saying, "Okay, I'm okay." Well, she asked me one last time, and she mentioned something like, "Do you need to speak to someone?" And that's when I just told her, I was like, "No, I'm not fine." And I stayed quiet after saying that. And she was like, "Are you planning on hurting yourself?" And I was like, hesitating. And I just told her the truth. I was like, "Yes, I have plans to go and get pills and just go to my room." And she was like, "Well, I would like to take you to speak to someone right now. Would you like to do that?" And we went through that process. I got to speak to someone, and when I got to speak to someone, they mentioned, "Do you feel safe alone?" And I said no. So, long story short, they had me actually stay for a week in a Ward 7 with others and got to speak to a therapist along with taking medicine. And I was taking this medicine for about a few months following, which it actually helped me. And I still got to speak to a therapist within those months. And it over time made me aware of who I am and how I was feeling at the time, and just get all of that out of my, out of my mind. I usually, before this happened, I would keep everything bottled up and just try to act like, oh, I'll handle it another time. But like, as you could see through my story, it just piled up. So I couldn't do that anymore. So I've learned to reach out and speak to others. I've also learned what my triggers were, which my trigger mainly is isolation. I will isolate myself, and I've learned to get away from doing that too much. Um, so I reach out. I just make myself start talking to someone I feel comfortable with, and over time, um, I've gotten to the point where I still have moments where I feel very low, but I'm not scared anymore like I used to be, and now I can just say, all right, I'm feeling how I feel, and I'm not as scared anymore. Let me go and speak to someone, and um, even if even after speaking to someone, it doesn't solve that feeling. It doesn't make it better, but at least I know for myself I reached out, and I know I'm not alone. So, as you can tell, today is January 28th, 2015. Um, it's nighttime here where I am. It's around, I think, 11, like 35 p.m. Um, and it's my niece's birthday today, her 7th birthday. So yeah. But watching your video actually reminded me that it happened literally like 3 years ago. I never forgot about it, but I just, something about your video made me say I have to talk to you and let you know you're not alone. So I'm sending out positive energy to you and your family. Just keep up with reaching out, speaking to your therapist. Um, just know your triggers too. Don't be afraid. To me, I could tell you are afraid. Don't let yourself be too afraid. And if you do feel afraid, you know, like I said, reach out. You're not alone. So I really appreciate your video a lot. That was very brave of you to speak on that. So thank you. Bye.